Hey guys, yeah, super stupid. Anand, MP of the Canadian government, just released footage on Twitter of sending Canada's one Leopard tank on a big Boeing plane, the freight plane, sending our one old Leopard 2 tank to Ukraine. And then reading in the Twitter comments is hilarious because it kind of tells the whole story about what Canadians think about Canada sending one of its prized heritage tanks to Ukraine. Yeah, it's a 20-year-old tank, but Canada doesn't have many 20-year-old tanks. We don't really have much of anything or any money to spend since the Liberal government just put us 500 billion more in debt, which equaled $69 billion of interest for 2022. And that's 69 billion of interest that doesn't even go to the principal. Just all that's like your mortgage, just all goes to interest, and what's left for principal? Nothing. That could have funded around 45 massive hospitals in Canada. Built the hospitals, filled the hospitals, and maintained the hospitals for that 69 billion. Solved the health crisis, right? That would have solved it right there. We would have had tons of operating rooms, tons of MRIs, CT scans, surgery times would drop down. Anyways, let's get to the comments. I'll actually roll through them so you guys can see here on my screen share. Anand, she is the MP for Oakville, the Minister of National Defense, and a mom, lawyer, and terrible person. So let's scroll to the tank we're talking about. Here it is. And then let's, also what I noticed is at the end here, it says, His Majesty the King. That's another huge problem with Canada. His Majesty the King in Right of Canada, represented by the Department of National Defense 2023. What a freaking joke. So anyways, let's read what people think. Defund Ukraine. Me trying to see who asked for your opinion, Ukraine. How long are you going to support this charade? The minister will support the agenda so long as dear leader tells she her so. We should be calling for peace. That's what Canada does. Not only that our own military is already lacking equipment, this will not be forgotten. What a great way. Yes, we will not forget Trudeau and all your Yankee or slackies or whatever the name would be. Not with our present government. Okay, we got an ad. Canada the peacekeepers, so we supply and fund wars and still call ourselves peacekeepers. Such activities may prolong the war. The peace process is better than other irritating activities by both sides. And here is the opposite. If Russia stops fighting, there will be no more war. If Ukraine stops fighting, there will be no more Ukraine. Well, this person's very uninformed about not only the history of Ukraine, but what the U.S. is doing in Ukraine and has been doing, and what Russia's purpose is. Russia's not going to just take over all of Ukraine. They were liberating the people of Donbass, who are Ukraine Russian ethnic people who have been bombed by the Ukrainian army for the past generation. Tens of thousands of people killed. They were even told that you're not allowed to speak Russian at all in Ukraine. So they've been, Ukraine has been attacking their own ethnic people, the ethnic Russians in Ukraine since the USSR broke up. And of course, Ukraine it's all about oil as well, because the oil, the natural gas that flows from Russia heading towards the West has to go through Ukraine because Russia made obviously those two pipelines, and guess who sabotaged pipeline not too long ago and releases all this natural gas right up into the atmosphere, these green hungry people. And so it's all about controlling the natural gas. They control the route through Ukraine. And of course, Ukraine is also the largest money laundering country in the world that we know of. It's also one of the largest for child and human slavery. And I'm trying to censor myself. Let's censor biolabs all throughout. All paid for by the U.S. government. Victoria Nuland admitted this on oath, being questioned by a senator. Yes, we do have biological research facilities, and we're worried the Russians will get a hand on our stuff. So she said this. That's like a quote almost. D for misuse of the plural. Tanks are on their way is not accurate with the following clause. The first tank is en route. Not much effort in delivery either. And it's so funny to go back to this. They're all about their green agenda, green 2030, and yet, oh, we're going to send a big diesel tank and a huge jet to send one tank over to all the way to Ukraine, and that tank's going to get blown up in the first freaking few days as it rolls in. It's complete. The hypocrisy is massive. Here we have a thank you, Canada. More. It's not going to help world peace. Oh, yes, it will. The sooner Russia lose, the sooner peace comes. Oh, wow. Like, how long were you guys, or were the Americans in Afghanistan? And then what happened, Mr. whatever your name is, with your Ukraine symbol flag, because you support whatever's in motion at the time? I think the Afghanistan war lasted like 8 or 10 years and nothing was solved. In fact, then Biden left all of the U.S. equipment, including thousands of tanks and equipment, without sabotage. They left them for the Taliban or anybody else to take over them, and just left everything, and nothing changed whatsoever except for murdering all the people of Afghanistan, all the innocent people. You're talking about innocent people in Ukraine. Oh, wow. You guys are so clueless. Me saying goodbye to my tax dollars. Yeah. Canada obtained them secondhand 15 years ago. If anything, your tax dollars are still bleeding, maintaining rest of these L2A4s. The Chechnya did the math and sent 90 of their legacy tanks to Ukraine. That's a good one. And we got an ad. Is that why you couldn't stop foreign spy balloon from crossing Canadian soil? Busy shipping what military equine we have elsewhere? Oh, P.S. Are they electric, or are we facilitating climate change in Ukraine too? Classic. How would a tank stop a balloon? I think he's probably talking about shooting it, but I don't know. I remember after 9/11 watching Jay Leno. He said in his monologue that Canada was going to help by lending the U.S. its tank. Now it's no longer a joke. I'm not sure if we're doing anything other than prolonging the misery in Ukraine. Don't worry, Canada. Justin Trudeau has your back. Will you personally be going to join them in battle at Anita? I didn't think so. Politicians are at their bravest when they send someone else to do their fighting. Anyone else sick of this? Very pleased to see my government doing this. Oh, wow, James. Question, what percentage of bridges in Eastern Europe can handle the weight of a Leopard 2 tank? How many recovery vehicles are you being sent? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Sorry to pop your bubble, but Canada has no money. We are beyond broke. To keep giving when we have nothing is not protecting, caring for a country. We can even defend our country. Can't. Take a budget course on all yaws and do what's best, Canada. Oh, and I'll leave this here. Heads up, another balloon. But carry on. Be proud to give everything to Ukraine and leave Canada defenseless. And then it's a picture of, I'm not sure, a couple Canadian soldiers and a medal to, looks kind of like an Asian fellow. I don't know. The Chinese, probably. Officials believe there could be a third Chinese spy balloon, which is outside the U.S. Are we ever getting these tanks back? How much is there costing taxpayers? In case you haven't noticed, Anita, but Canada has a lot of problems of her own. Do you think this is the best use of taxpayer dollars? Is this on the way to Ukraine or on the way to Germany for refurbishment at the Rheinmetall? That tank looks a little rough from some other photos I've seen. Thank you, Canada, a good neighbor in the Arctic. Our countries are connected through kind regards from the Kingdom of Denmark. Oh my God. The Denmark, we gotta remember the farmers' protest out there. Please send more and a lot more LAVs. I think many Canadians will get behind seeing more LAVs built in London, Ontario to be better support Ukraine. Oh, another fool. Another ad. There's lots of ads on Twitter now. I guess I'm not on the pro version. Thank you so much. Your help is critical. Oh, man. Lip service at best on this lost cause. Wasting more Canadian money while people starve here. Ukraine warns Russia massive 500,000 troops on border for offensive. Yeah, it's ramping up, guys. Leaving North America defenseless against the Chinese. Fantastic plan, Minister. And who supports the Canadian Armed Forces and their veterans? Sad day in Canadian history. We don't need those tanks here for the next trucker protest. That's a good one. Why are we helping lay the groundwork for World War III? Oh, guys, so we could read these forever. I'm going to leave it at that. This is Marcel with IrnieracingNews. Cheers, guys.
Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік 2017 рік буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже щоб вони заплатили важчу ціну.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
Я вірю в те, що ви виграєте, переможете. Я переконаний в тому, що ви переможете, і ми вам допоможемо всіма можливими засобами.
Це те ж саме гільзи з ворожих БМП, які розмальовані художництвом Радянського.
З Новим роком, дорогі мої!